President Trump signaling the U.S. will lean on economic pressure to bend Iran after we showcased our military strength against the regime. Now, as Tehran presses for concessions, some lawmakers say our tactics are working when it comes to reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
What you see now is an act of desperation, I think, because President Trump had prepared to unleash unmitigated fury on Iran just the past weekend when they came to the table again and said, no, we want to make a deal.
And so we are having success getting oil out of the Strait. And that success blunts the effectiveness of what the Iranians are trying to do at the Strait of Hormuz. It's not something that ends it tomorrow, but something which gradually brings it to a close.
However, Iran is now demanding major concessions to reopen the waterway, raising the question, does Tehran have the upper hand, or is it overplaying it? Joining me now to discuss this is national security expert and military analyst, Dr. Rebecca Grant. Doctor, thank you so much for joining the program. Iran knows that as long as the strait is closed, energy prices will remain high for Americans ahead of an election coming up in November. Who is more desperate to end this war?
Oh, there is no question that Iran is in the desperate position. The IRGC would love to make some money off the strait, but it's just not going to happen. Thanks to the U.S. Navy, President Trump is able to sit back and take his time and basically ignore all these demands. And the reason is, as J.D. Vance hinted over the weekend, there is oil coming out of the strait through pipelines and also through dark transits and ship-to-ship transfers. Those international mariners are a pretty clever bunch, and there is quite a bit coming out, and that's why we hear this talk about oil continuing to flow. So Iran is never going to have leverage over the Strait of Hormuz in the long term.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing the American military might. However, a lot of the demands that we saw early in this war regarding Iran's nuclear program are now applying just to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Over the weekend, Iran laying out those demands, which include billions of dollars in sanction relief, even war reparations they're calling for, and U.S. troops withdrawing from the region and ending the naval blockade. What did you think of that over the weekend as the regime laid out their new demands?
Oh, Iran's demands are completely unreasonable, and they really show that the IRGC is out of options. All they can do now is these occasional terroristic-like attacks towards international shipping and towards U.S. bases. But remember, we still have 50,000 U.S. service members there, 2 aircraft carriers, the amphibious ship Boxer, destroyers, the list goes on, our Space Force watching all of that as well. The alarming point to me is what becomes of the nuclear dust. But let's remember, we have extremely good overwatch of that area, and we have ended Iran's ability to enrich and that path to a nuclear weapon. Iran responds to U.S. military pressure, and Admiral Cooper will keep that pressure on as long as he needs to.
And President Trump has repeatedly threatened to increase that military pressure. However, over the weekend, he sort of changed his tune a bit, seemingly keen now on applying more economic pressure, or at least allowing the current economic pressure to play out over a longer period, potentially leading to unrest within Iran. Is there even a chance of that happening, domestic unrest with the control that the regime has over its people?
I sure would love to see that. And we know that the IRGC really is weakened. Remember, they're not just a military force, they're in business as well. So the blockade, the steel wall, the sanctions that the Treasury Department has put on them, all the other economic pressure really does have a direct effect in the end on the IRGC as well. That's a really huge element. The other reason we can do this is because of the level of air and sea dominance and the strikes a few weeks ago that cleaned up a lot of the IRGC activity along the coast are there. Now, there's always the option to go in big if necessary. But right now, President Trump wants to see that economic pressure play out. And because oil markets are flowing, not to the extent we want to see, but the oil markets are moving. We do have some ships coming out of Hormuz, oil coming through that. He's got the ability to play both the economic and the military at the same time. And it's a good position, a strong position for the USA.
And he certainly has his hands full because there's always a lot going on in the region. All this comes as Israel is pushing back on the new Gaza peace plan, with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu essentially saying that all weapons will need to be removed from Gaza, light weapons, heavy weapons, all of them. Some are saying this is sort of a timing difference. Is it actually a timing difference, or is this a fundamental difference that's going to be difficult for the U.S. to mediate?
The sticking point, as you point out, is when does the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, do their phased withdrawal? And Netanyahu has said, now, not till we have Hamas completely disarmed. I think there's going to need to be some middle ground there. Remember, Israel does have an election coming up in October as well. The good news to me is there's now very concrete talk about the Board of Peace International Stabilization Force with troops from places like Morocco, Uganda, Indonesia, ready to come in and do the policing of Gaza, because the key is you do have to disarm Hamas the rest of the way so that nothing like October 7th can ever happen again.
All right, Rebecca Grant, thank you so much for your insight this morning.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.